athletically, just phenomenal. Speed off the ball, able the height with which he's able to get off the ball and attack the line of scrimmage. Just awesome. Awesome to coach him. Fun. I can't say enough about him. You know, and I'm not sure, you know, with his athletic ability, why he wouldn't let us use him as tight end. You know, we asked him. He just said, "I really want to focus. I really want to commit on the defensive side of the ball." So you know, again, is that selfish? I don't know, but I'm just kidding. He begged to play a little tight end. It didn't work out. All that being said, again, I try to think of things that kind of stood out to me about these guys, aside from on the practice field. And one thing I really noticed, especially over this past year and a half, is they do this. We got this mentor program here where people on campus volunteer to mentor different people. We did something within a team. You guys know that, big brother, little brother, all that, families or whatever. And to see him, and I don't know if maybe these guys were just kind of like groupies that they like to be around Marty. I don't know, but I don't think that was just it. I saw him committing to these guys, to these young guys, a lot, and trying to hold them accountable, which he found out was quite difficult, but with some, trying to hold them accountable with class, spending the time over and over at lunch, at dinner, with these guys, building relationships with these guys who were in this program. And yeah, I'm sure friendships grew, and he did it, and he enjoyed being around these guys, but at the same time, you just felt committed to them and understood how important it was for older guys in this program to commit and invest in younger guys. So as much of a screwball, whatever weird personality he is, that you know, that's why we relate so well, because I'm a little bit like that. That really stood out to me, because that is not easy to do. It's an unselfish thing when you're giving up your time to spend it with other people to help them grow. So thank you, Marty, for everything that you did for this program.
Thanks. I wrote some stuff down because I didn't want to be lost like Anthony and start crying at the end of it. So bear with me if this takes a little bit longer than his and everybody else's so far. The first people I want to thank is obviously the coaching staff. They've helped me a lot in my growth here, not necessarily my maturity, because that's still yet to come, to see how that works with being a teacher. But like you said, I am a very big screwball, so thank you, especially you, for putting up with me and my horribly timed sense of humor. Was completely not appropriate. I should be serious, so thank you for dealing with that. Well, I'd like to thank everybody who's been on the team. Like everybody else has said before, we're all a family. The time here without you guys wouldn't have meant as much as it did. All the friendships that I made, all the people that I met. I'm going to call you guys my friends for the rest of my life, and like I can't describe how happy that makes me to meet the people that I've met. Third, I'd like to thank my siblings, more specifically my sister Nikki, for after every single game that we lost, you made fun of me for crying. So thanks. I'd like to give a special thanks to Anthony's mother, Jordy, my mom away from home. I'm from Cleveland, in case some people didn't know. So coming all the way 6 hours from there, it was really tough as a freshman. I didn't like to admit it, but I was definitely homesick. And having you around really helped doing my laundry and cooking and getting me cheap haircuts and just making me feel part of your family. I really appreciate it, and I can't thank you enough for how that made me feel. Next, I'd like to thank my grandmother, who's turning 330 this year. Love you, Grandma. This year, my grandma came to every single one of the games we had, except for the playoff game. So, if it wasn't Trent, it might have been. But Grandma, I love you to death, and I only tease you because I love you. I'm so happy that you got to come and watch every single one of my games, which is very impressive considering you're 350.
It's a good thing.
It's a great thing. But I really am thankful, jokes aside. And please try not to post too much about this on Facebook. I love you, Grandma. Okay, now it's time to get serious. Mom and Dad. First, I'd like to thank my mother, who's currently sitting at the table crying with laughter right now. If you could do me a favor and pull it together so I can try to be serious right now. I'll give you a minute. Okay. My mother is the most amazing woman that I have ever met in my entire life.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'm actually confessing to something later, so I'm buttering her up right now.
Oh, boy.
No, but seriously, she really is. I'm a elementary education major, in case you were wondering, which I'm sure you all were. My mother is also a teacher, which is the reason that I wanted to become a teacher in the first place. The stories that she would bring home about student success and happiness and her impact that she had on our life really affected me. And that's what I wanted to do with my life. She taught until she was pregnant with me and while she was pregnant with me. And then she took an 18-year vacation to raise children. And,
Some catch on faster than others.
when it came time to send her oldest off to college, she decided to jump back on the horse again and start teaching, so we could afford to send me to college. And seriously, I cannot thank you enough for that, because without the sacrifice of your time and all that hard work that you put in, I don't know if I'd be here. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Last but not least is my father, Papa Dave, Dr. D, Big Diesel.
Is he moving back home?
No.
Okay, serious. I think I can count on one hand over the course of...
Yeah, I hear ya. Hang on.
Yeah, battery's gone.
I got it. No, give it to me. We have backups.
Sorry.
You talk too long, Marty.
Everybody else talked for 30 seconds. I'm still within my time.
Marty, did you shut this off? Because it works just fine for me.
All right. Okay. Dad, I think I can count on one hand over the course of my entire playing career the number of games that my father missed. And I think most of them were because my mom said he wasn't allowed to leave because there were like weddings or something that he had to go to. And that in itself is no small thing. Being from Cleveland, it's 6 hours to get to here. So when we're driving to places like Maranatha, Wisconsin Lutheran, CUW, that's 8 hours. And to make it on game time, you have to wake up at the crack of dawn to be able to come. And I can't describe how happy that makes me to be able to. My father came to watch me play every single game of my career. Not only that, but the time given and the resources given up until this point, the driving me to and from practices, the encouragement, the perfect Christian role model, the best that a guy could ever ask for is my father. And both of you, Mom, Dad, everybody, I want to thank you from the absolute bottom of my heart. It means everything that you've done to me. I will never be able to adequately describe how much it means to me. And I hope that, as corny as it might sound, if I could be half the parent that you guys are to my children, then they'll have the greatest father in the world. I really do. Okay, and now that I got all the serious stuff out of the way, I alluded to having to confess to something. Everybody who was here last year and remembers Mike Mentz's speech, for those of you who weren't, he was kicked off, or he was suspended for a game for drinking and never admitted to his parents about it. That's fun.
Debo, come on down.